And I'm going to tell you, there is something that happens when we encounter Jesus. It's a life changer. And I'm going to tell you from that first moment when I encountered him, not just as a story, and not just as a character or a figure in history, but from the first moment that I encountered him as my Lord, it has been a change in my life. He changed me in that moment, and he continues to change me along the way as he sanctifies me, as I grow in my faith, and he refines me. He continues to make changes, but there had to be that day one moment. I shared some of my story with you. My day one moment meant that I had to leave the comfort of religious teaching. I had to leave the comfort of belonging to a good family and a good church and acknowledge that I needed something real with the Lord in order to cover my heart and my soul and in order to redeem my sins. I had to realize that even though my parents were incredible children of God, that God doesn't really have any grandchildren. I'm not going to get to heaven because my parents are children of God. I'm going to get to heaven because I'm a child of God. And I had to lay down my fears and lay down the things that were interrupting that beginning point with the Lord and just go for it and acknowledge, Lord, I need you. I need you to be my God. I need you to forgive me of my sins. I need you to wash me and make me clean. I want to follow you, and I need you to help me. Now, I was nowhere near as put together or eloquent in that moment as I was right now. In fact, probably not a word that came out of my mouth was very coherent because I came to him broken. And one of the worst things that we can do is convince ourselves that we're not broken when we are. Sometimes we think, well, I'm an okay guy. I'm an all right guy. I'm a pretty good guy. I do good deeds. I have good intentions. And some people, they really, really need God. But, I don't think I'm in that boat. Listen, we all need Jesus. We all need him. And we're all broken in one area or another. And if you've been fortunate enough to not have any family situations that have broken you, or any history that has broken you, or any of life's experiences that has broken you, I'm going to tell you, sin broke you. And you need to come to the one who can heal the broken. And on my day one moment, I just came to him. I said, I need you. I didn't have anything to offer. I couldn't say, hey, remember, it's me. I remember I've been going to Sunday school, perfect attendance. That didn't matter. Or my family, they serve and they do. That didn't matter. When I came to him, I had nothing to offer, but that I wanted to follow him. I had a lot of sins that needed to be forgiven. And I brought them to the Lord and asked him, take these away. Can you take these away? And in that day one moment, he changed me. I talked to somebody this past week who described what I think a lot of you have probably felt at one point or another. If you've never felt it, I'm going to tell you, you can feel it today. And that is that when you really surrender and give your life to God and make that commitment to follow him and ask him to fix your mess and clean you up, they described to me how they physically felt like a weight was removed from them, like they physically felt lighter in that moment of when the Lord began the work in their life. And I'm going to tell you, some of you today are carrying some things that are too heavy for you. You're supposed to be about 100 pounds lighter, but all of that weight is on you. And the Lord is saying to you today that he wants you to not only set aside those sinful tendencies, but he wants you to set aside the weight. Some of you carrying things from generations that you don't have to carry anymore. Some of you carrying things that mom and dad or grandma and grandpa or auntie or uncle did wrong, and you don't have to carry that anymore. That's not for you. No, the Lord has said to you, come to me, all of you who labor and are heavy laden, the ones that are weighed down. He's saying, if you will come to me, I will give you rest. But you have to have that day one moment where you say, God, here it is.